But I would find that when I'm looking for whatever rare bird, and I'm often in this patch of scrub brush with like five other people toting their big camera lenses, we're all out there looking for the same thing. If I didn't see it, I would be just really disappointed, even though I'd seen 2 dozen other amazing things. It was like, well, but the green-tailed towhee that I came out here to, and I realized I don't want a bird like that because I'm missing the bigger picture. I'm missing the beauty. And so I've really kind of adopted more of a slow birding practice of sitting still in a spot and seeing what the Lord brings, that whole idea of the bird from the Lord. And receiving each thing as a gift. I went out once looking for a vermilion flycatcher, which is like the Phoebes that does the tail flick. It's got the crest, but it is like bright orangey red. The males look like a ball of fire. They're amazing. And I was out there. All the birders were all looking for this thing. It's pretty rare. It's not usually here. Da 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 da. Nothing. And I do this for about an hour, and the opposite of my soul settling is what's happening. Like I'm getting anxious and I'm getting frustrated, and we're all kind of stepping on each other's toes. And I was like, this is not why I bird. Like this, would I love to see one? Yes. Is this a healthy practice for me? No. So I was like, I'm just going to walk the marsh and see what I see, because we live by this amazing, it's called San Joaquin Marsh. It's a bird sanctuary, and you can see 30 to 40 species in an hour. I mean, it's so biodiverse. I was like, I'm just going to walk. And I went and I walked these trails, and I saw herons and I saw egrets and I saw, all sorts of scrub jays, all these beautiful birds. And then as I turned around to go home, I looked up because my shoe had come untied. I looked up, and there is the vermilion flycatcher. And I was like, that is hilarious. Like there it is. But by then I'd become so okay with not seeing it that seeing it felt like a gift rather than something that I'd strived for and something that I'd earned. And that's where the parallel comes for me in my spiritual life. I grew up in the evangelical church, and they taught me the Bible so well, and I'm so grateful for that. But also, there can be this undercurrent of, did you do your devotions? How much time did you spend in prayer? God is pretty disappointed with you. And realizing that so much of healthy spiritual disciplines are about showing up and starting to become aware of what God is doing. And most often for me, that happens through the study of scripture. But when it's based on how many chapters did I read, and did I get my thing done, and how many people are on my prayer list, these quantifiable things just strip away all the joy and the wonder. Um, and so adding in some of these natural practices to my natural habits of list making and quantifying and how much time has really been so life-giving for me. It feels like I have finally started to learn how to leave room for the spirit in the midst of my spiritual life, which sounds so silly, but there it is. So the birds have been my teachers.